everyone. Nigeria has descended so low because of the kind of leadership that we have, especially with the rigging of the election by Tinubu, and now we having this illegitimate, president who has drug trading background and history, and also someone who was found to have forged his certificate. We're really on the low of low. There are certain things that you hear about Nigeria today that ordinarily, if it was before you heard about such, you say, nah, that can't happen in Nigeria. But with a Tinubu, anything is possible. People's Gazette said that Bola Tinubu begged Joe Biden to praise him in White House statement as condition for free Binance executive Tigran Gambaryan. Oh, Lord have mercy. Tinubu is desperate to get this legitimacy that he really doesn't have. According to reports, Mr. Tinubu's desperation to meet Mr. Biden at the hunger partly influenced the release of Mr. Gambaryan in October. For those who don't have the background, so if I can recall a little bit, these were Binance executives that were invited into the country. There were two of them invited into the country by the Nigerian government, and when they came in, Nigerian government arrested them, and then they accused them of being the reason why naira was falling. And I know at that time dollar was just, the price of dollar was just increasing and increasing and increasing. It was terrible to a stage we had not seen before. And they kept, first of all, they say it was Aboki FS that was causing the value of naira to be falling. Then they accused people who were doing forex bureau de change were the next people they accused. Then they accused individuals, myself, and then they were accusing Binance. So when Binance came in, they arrested them. One of them was able to escape. Though there are some reports that money's exchange hands and they allowed that one to escape. And then this one was still, this Mr. Gambaryan was still in custody for a long time before he was released. He was even sick. A lot of things, are going on. Tigran Gambaryan, a Binance executive held in detention for 8 months, has revealed some diplomatic moves behind his release, particularly how Bola Tinubu demanded appreciation from the American government as a condition to free him. I think that appreciation happened, if I'm not mistaken. Was it Kamala Harris that did it? I think there was some sort of appreciation, that happened. A few months after Mr. Gambaryan's release, the Binance official told Wired, an American bi-monthly magazine, he learned the statement of appreciation by then President Biden-led White House, praising Mr. Tinubu for releasing him on humanitarian grounds was part of the deal to secure his release. Because yes, I remember there was that particular statement that was done by the White House. The statement of thanks I later learned was part of the deal the U.S. government struck with Nigeria, which also included aiding in its investigation of Binance, which is still ongoing, Wired reported on Monday. Citing sources similar with the diplomatic moves and power play behind Mr. Gambaryan's release, a US-based magazine revealed that Mr. Tinubu's desperation to meet Mr. Biden at the United Nations General Assembly partly influenced the release of Mr. Gambaryan last October. Around the same time, White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan had a phone call with his Nigeria counterpart Nuhu Ribadu, in which he essentially asked that Gambaryan be freed, according to multi-sources involved in pushing for Gambaryan's release, Wired reported. It added, perhaps most impactful of all, several supporters said they learned that U.S. officials had made clear that Gambaryan's case was going to present an obstacle to any meeting between President Biden and Nigeria's President Tinubu at the United Nations General Assembly or elsewhere, a notion that deeply troubled the Nigerians. Nah, it didn't deeply trouble Nigerians. It's only deeply troubled Tinubu and his people, who were desperate to get themselves a little bit of whitewashing that they could get, for people to forget that the drug past he had, the issue of corruption against him, and also the issue of certificate forgery. Mr. Tinubu's desperation to meet Biden, as revealed by Wired, came a few months after People's Gazette exclusively reported that the Nigerian president, illegitimate president by the way, hired lobbyists in the US to help convince lawmakers and policymakers that he carries acceptable personal probity to lead Nigeria, after suffering a reputational hit that followed reports of his involvement in illicit drug peddling and certificate forgery. Mr. Gambaryan also revealed how his colleague Nadeem Anjarwalla scaled the fence and fled Nigeria while Nigeria security officials assigned to keep watch were sleeping. His relationship with disgraced police officer Abakari, and how the Kuje prison officials demanded bribes in thousands of dollars from him while he was detained. That's why they stay now white everywhere. In February 2023, the Gazette reported how Mr. Gambaryan and Anjarwalla were lured into National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu for a meeting and were later detained on the accusation that Binance was sabotaging Nigeria's currency. That's what I had explained to you. This was what they did to be able to lure them in. And then there were a lot of comments, that followed. I'll just read some of these comments because some of them are quite interesting. He said, let him try such nonsense with Trump, said Chijoke. Then someone called Balatik said, after doing drugs and forfeiting $460,000, you start cajoling people to clean up the image you dirtied by yourself. Why don't you just go away and stop putting your dirty reputation in people's faces? See how much damage you have done to your people, and some of whom keep defending you. This is what he had to say. Another person, another ex-user called Aku, say illegitimacy, that's the exact reason why someone will do such thing. If he can ask for mere recognition, imagine what he would do when bigger offers were presented to him. Hello, Nigeria's national security. And even in my own case, you saw the other time, I saw a whole this thing, what do you call it now, website open, aishayesufu.com, in my name, and in it putting, that I'm praising Tinubu. I'm like, there's nothing that Tinubu cannot forge, even, support and praises from people. We've seen fake pastors, we've literally seen fake everything. And then these are things that, they are desperate to. As I actually did a video where I asked the question, why is Tinubu desperate for Aisha Yusufu's recognition? I'm just one citizen. We're just a big mouth, nothing else. Why are you desperate? I'm not supporting you. An illegitimate president. You rigged your way to become, to occupy that office that you're occupying. And it is what it is. And there are no two ways, about it. And then Fatah said, I said it. The release of Binance executive was for political gain. There are a lot more. There's one here say, if this is true, this is some gods. Let him try it with Biden. Joe Biden, according to this person called King Premier. There are a lot more on that, but I'm going to end on this note and say to you and everyone that has watched and keep watching my videos, thank you so much.